The internet is dying. Not because people have stopped using it, but because the very thing that gave it life is consuming its substance from the inside out. Think of the internet as a vast, sprawling garden. For decades, humans planted the seeds: blogs, news articles, personal journals, and creative works. Every click was a footstep. Every comment was a leaf added to the canopy. It was a living ecosystem of human thought. But something has entered the garden. Something that doesn't just inhabit the space, it consumes it. We call it artificial intelligence. And it is currently engaged in a form of digital cannibalism. To learn, these models need data. They need the vast archives of human experience to understand how we speak, how we think, and how we feel. They fed on our words. They drank from our creativity. In a return, they became mirrors of us. But there is a hidden cost to this intelligence, a predatory cycle that scientists are only just beginning to map out. The first stage of the decay is the consumption loop. When you ask an AI for an answer, it gives you one. It synthesizes the information so perfectly that you no longer need to visit the original source. The journalist's blog? You don't need to click it anymore. The artist's gallery? The AI has already summarized its essence. By providing the answer instantly, the AI cuts off the oxygen to the creators who provided the fuel for the model's growth. If the creators can't survive, they stop producing. If they stop producing, the garden stops growing. But that isn't the most terrifying part of the story. That is just the beginning of the rot. Enter the Ouroboros effect. This is where the AI begins to eat its own waste. As human content becomes harder to find, these models are being trained on data generated by other AI models. It's a feedback loop of degradation. One model learns from another, which learn from a third, until the original human spark is diluted into a gray sludge. At first glance, the output looks perfect. It sounds like us. But underneath the surface, something is missing. The nuances are fading. The unique quirks of human thought, the glitches that make us special, are being smoothed over by an algorithm seeking the most probable average. This leads us to the reality of the dead internet. It's not a conspiracy theory anymore. It's a measurable shift in the landscape. Recent data shows a staggering explosion in scraper traffic, automated bots crawling the web to harvest data for training. In some sectors, this automated activity has spiked by nearly 8,000%. The internet is being flooded with synthetic noise. The volume of content is increasing, but the value of that content is plummeted. When everyone is talking and half of them are machines, it becomes harder to hear the human voice. Imagine a world where every blog post you read was written by a bot for another bot's consumption, where truth becomes harder to verify because the proof has been synthesized by an algorithm designed to sound convincing, not to be true. The empty table crisis looms like a shadow over the tech giants. If human-generated data becomes scarce, what happens to the AI? It will begin to hallucinate. It will loop. It will create a hall of mirrors where it feeds on its own echoes until the logic collapses entirely. To survive this, the industry is moving toward human-in-the-loop systems. They are seeking out verified silos, pockets of human-only data that are kept behind firewalls, away from the grasping claws of the scrapers. In this new era, human expertise will become the ultimate luxury. The more the AI eats the web, the more valuable the real becomes. We are entering a time where the only way to find truth is to look for the human fingerprint. The internet isn't just being rewritten, it's being cannibalized. The question is no longer whether the AI will replace us. The question is whether there will be anything left of the original world for us to inhabit once it has finished its meal. Look closely at the screen next time you scroll. Ask yourself, is there still a person on the other side, or is it just the echo of something that used to be?